I really like Jake a lot, but once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
When in your career are you going to actually fight a contender in your weight class and not do gimmick fights?
The skill level alone, now of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just gonna struggle so much landing the shot. It's just gonna...
In a stunning twist, boxing icon Mike Tyson unexpectedly showed up at the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis press conference, leaving everyone in the room stunned. With intense energy, Tyson delivered a powerful message to the YouTuber-turned-fighter, warning him to approach the match as if his life were on the line. He made it unmistakably clear: stepping into the ring with a relentless competitor like Davis is no joke.
Paul's fat body videos, and if you think he's taking his training seriously for you.
Listen, I think he's taking it very, very seriously because his health depends on it. And yeah, he's nobody I'm not looking past him. I'm taking it lightly at all.
When asked about Jake Paul's training and whether he believed the YouTuber was taking things seriously, he confidently replied that Jake is indeed training hard because his health depends on it. He emphasized that he's not overlooking or underestimating him in any way. The highly anticipated Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight has grown into more than just entertainment. It's officially labeled an exhibition bout due to the huge difference in weight and size between the two fighters. The Florida Athletic Commission refused to sanction it as a professional match because of that imbalance. According to the agreed rules, they'll compete in 10 3-minute rounds wearing 12-ounce gloves with knockouts still counting. In a modern twist, the decision will be judged by 2 human officials and 1 AI system, introducing a new level of fairness and technology to the sport.
Really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby gloves. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach.
Yes.
And now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for sure.
Recent reports indicate that Gervonta Davis has added noticeable size during his training camp, now reportedly walking around at nearly 160 pounds, despite never officially competing above the 135-pound lightweight limit. This weight increase, though still below the full 160 mark, puts him much closer to the catchweight set for his exhibition showdown with Jake Paul. The added bulk could give Davis greater punching power and durability, making him an even more dangerous and unpredictable opponent inside the ring.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160.
Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas believes that Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the most complete fighters in the sport today. He applauds Davis not just for his explosive power and finishing ability, but also for his sharp counterpunching skills, strategic trap setting, and exceptional ring awareness. Atlas highlights Davis's mental strength, noting how he stays calm under pressure, moves with purpose, and always seems to be 2 steps ahead of his opponents rather than depending solely on raw strength. According to Atlas, these qualities make Davis the most well-rounded among the top lightweights, and possibly the one fighter equipped with the right skill set to defeat someone like Jake Paul, whose technique is improving, but still lacks the polish of an elite boxer.
The only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's, Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a 2-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound-for-pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195-pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news with Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, I love the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I love the old-time fighters. They were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be compared with this because...
Despite Gervonta Davis's superior skill set and his newly added muscle, former super middleweight champion Carl Froch has issued a warning, noting that Jake Paul's size and unorthodox punching power could pose a genuine threat. Froch pointed out that Davis has likely never experienced shots from someone of Paul's size and strength. His remarks echo a broader concern across the boxing community, where many see this matchup not as a true competitive contest, but rather as a spectacle that raises questions about both its legitimacy and the safety of the fighters involved.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf. I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Carl Froch has voiced serious concern over the upcoming Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis exhibition, warning that the massive weight difference, estimated at around 65 pounds, could pose significant safety risks for the smaller fighter.
Highlighting an estimated 65 pounds weight gap.
My name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer. He never will be. And he proves time and time again that he's not a professional fighter. So, Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he does so much wrong. It's just, everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional. It's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level. And then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Following Jake Paul's dominant victory over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., boxing experts have begun to question whether he's truly prepared to take on top 15 or top 20 ranked fighters. Emiliano Vargas has shared his thoughts on whether Paul now deserves those kinds of matchups, but many within the boxing world remain skeptical. Promoter Eddie Hearn acknowledged that Paul is moving in the right direction and could eventually earn a WBC ranking. Yet he also emphasized that numerous proven and experienced fighters still deserve to be ranked ahead of him. This ongoing debate highlights the growing tension between Paul's rapidly rising popularity and the lingering doubts about whether his previous opponents have genuinely tested him at an elite level.